Welcome to September. I can't believe that we're in September already. It is absolutely crazy how fast this year is going. And I know that you are here because you want to build your online business and you want to know the best order to do this. So, if you don't know already, my name is Jackie. I am a business strategist and I've helped hundreds of women start and scale their online businesses. And we're going to be talking today about what is the right order because there will be so many things that you feel like you have to be doing. You have to build a website, you have to get on social media, you have to create offers, you have to, go into networking groups. Like there's so many things that you feel like you have to do, get all your system set up. And actually, in reality, it's way more simple than that. There are three core things that you need to focus on. And I am going to tell you exactly what they are. So if you are a female business owner that wants to build your business without overwhelm, you're in the right place. Stick around. So, first things first, when you are building an online business, there are two key things that you're trying to do. One, attract clients. Two, serve clients. One, attract clients. Two, serve clients. That is it. Nothing else matters when you first start. If you have no clients, your whole focus should be on attracting clients. And the way that we do this is by having an offer that is good enough to sell, that gets people results that people want to be involved with. Then two, creating visibility so that people know that you have the offer. They know that it can get them results and they know how that you can help them. And then three, building a sales system in order to sell said offer. So this is what we're going to talk about. First things first, how do we create that offer? So when you're going through and you're thinking about creating your offer, there are two kind of chains of thought here. The first one is do something really simple like a one-to-one that you can build as you go so that you can get moving really quickly. So a lot of people will say, you can work with me one-to-one, which is fine. Nothing against one-to-one. The other side of the coin is that you build something like a group program. A lot of online business owners have a group program, a kind of signature program, if you want to call it that. And this is a framework program that says we're going to get this result at the end. We go through this many modules, this many live calls, this many recorded videos, whatever it is. And you're potentially going to build up that whole program before you actually launch your offer and get it out into the world. Now, I want to give you two chains of thought here. The first one is if you're going to build a whole offer before you put it out into the world, it's very hard to validate that offer and make sure that it's fit for purpose and make sure that you're not just doing a lot of work for work's sake. Because if you spend 3 months building this whole offer and filming all of these things and building, the whole container for it to sit in and having a website and doing all of these things, and then you make no sales of that offer and it's not what people want, it's going to have been an absolute waste of your time. However, conversely, on the flip side, when it comes to things like, oh, you can just buy my one-to-one, there's a challenge with that because if you don't know what problem you solve and you don't know how to structure your offer to actually get results for people, you're not going to get referral clients. So even if you do land a client, you're not going to get more clients. You're not going to get good testimonials. So I like to offer my clients a hybrid idea. So this idea of we create a framework that can be run as a group program. So we say, for instance, this is going to be the framework. It's going to be a 12-week program. And in those 12 weeks, we cover these 6 core topics. And these 6 core topics break down into these key frameworks. And by the time you get to the end, you will have completed X task or you will have gotten X outcome. So we framework out the program. And then we say, what we're going to do is we're going to take that framework and we're going to turn it into a mini offer. So an offer where we get 1 or 2 sales, 3 or 4 sales, 5 sales, a lower number at potentially a different price point as well. And the beauty of this is we can now test as we go. So we don't tell people that they're going to be getting a whole online program. We tell people that they're going to be getting a live program, a live package, either one-to-one or group. And then as we go through that process, we are building out the core offer and making sure that it's fit for purpose. We're building as we go. But we have got the whole framework in place before we start making sales. This is not a case of just, I'm going to take your money and then make it up as I go along. Absolutely not. We've got the whole framework. We've got the whole sales page. We can say to people, this is exactly what you're going to get. These are the exact models I'm going to use. This is exactly how I'm going to move you from A to B. And if you haven't been able to do this, if you don't know how to create your offer, and you're thinking, I don't know how to map out an offer, we have got videos on the channel that will help you with that. So go and have a look, watch the playlists, okay? So the second piece of the puzzle is the visibility piece. So your visibility strategy is about becoming an option for people knowing that you exist. Because if people don't know that you exist, they cannot choose to work with you. And there are definitely enough customers for you in the world. You just need to make sure that they know that you exist and that you can show up for them. Okay. So you need to think about, how am I going to be visible to people? How am I going to show up and create this omnipresent, so I'm everywhere type of strategy? And this can be done in multiple different ways, but you need to choose what is good for you. So, for instance, choose a social media platform that resonates with you. If you absolutely love doing videos, then look at things like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, like shorts. If you absolutely love writing long form copy, look at platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook. Yeah, you've got to pick platforms that are suitable for you. You've got to pick platforms where you think, this is my favorite way of being able to share my information. And then you've got to think, okay, how do I now get visible to loads of different audiences? So, am I going to go down the route of Facebook groups and getting into Facebook groups? One of my clients gets the most insane results inside Facebook groups. She's got such a specific strategy. We've built her such a specific funnel. And she goes in, and every post that she does, she gets like 50 new people onto her email list, because she's nailed the people that she's targeting, the groups that she's going into, and the value that she's offering them. So you've got to think, what is your visibility strategy? Now, you can choose how you want to do this. So you could go down the route of like SEO optimization. So if somebody types in the thing that you do on Google, you're the first page to come up. You could go down the route of advertising, so actually paid ads, putting out your information into the ether and it automatically being showed to the people who could be your ideal clients. But if you don't have money to actually pay into strategies, then you've got to think, okay, how do I do this through networking? How do I do this through becoming a guest expert in other people's programs, in other people's groups, on people's podcasts, on, guest blogging, writing for magazines, whatever it is? Like, look in your area. What are the magazines that your ideal clients are reading? And then go and create content for them. What are the podcasts that they're listening to? Go and create content for them. Like, just keep cycling around this process of creating content that fits in with the people that you want to be visible in front of. And then think about, how do you scale that up? So one of the big things I did recently is I ran a summit. In the summit, we had 19 speakers. I was one of them. But all of that summit advertising went out to all of those speakers lists. All of them promoted it. And I had a whole new group of people join my email list, come into my world, and I made sales on my Balance Code Business School off the back of that. Okay. So you've got to think, how do I get through this process of saying, how do I become more visible so that people know that I'm an option? And you've got to stamp your stamp into the world as being an expert in the thing that you do, saying, I know all about this thing and I can help you with it. Because the more that you can do that, the more that you can show people who you are, what you do, and you're kind of just like everywhere for people, the easier it is for people to then choose you and say, oh, actually, I trust this person. I've seen them loads. They must be doing good things. They must know what they're talking about. They're everywhere. They're always talking about these things. And that can be really, really beneficial. Okay. But one of the big things with the visibility piece is that you can't do too many things at once. You have to build strategies slowly but surely. So, for instance, the first strategy I built was my Instagram. Once my Instagram started to get consistent, then I decided, okay, what is the next thing that I'm going to add in? So then I added in live events. So I run the retreats and I run the summits. And then once I'd run the summit and the summit was like all good and well, everything was good, I was then like, okay, cool. Now my next focus is going to be optimizing the YouTube channel. But I've been running the YouTube channel for months before, putting out consistent content, getting used to the process of how it all works, but not actually fully optimizing, not actually going in like this is a full strategy and this is everything I'm going to do. And it's super exciting that that's going to be the next thing that we focus on. But up until now, all I've been doing is getting used to it, getting used to filming myself, getting used to sharing content every single week, getting used to, how I like create the process, write the SEO descriptions, write the headers, put in my thumbnails. Like all of that has been a learning process, like editing the videos. Everything's been a learning process to get me ready for this to become my core strategy, to really kind of push it out into the world. But you have to pick and choose. You can't do everything at once when you're first starting because it will feel too overwhelming. So lean into the things that you are strong in. So talking is for me one of the easiest things that I can do. I was a in-person corporate trainer for years. I've got my master's in education and learning and development. Like the idea of just putting on a video and just talking is so easy for me. So I lean into that. I say, I'm going to make YouTube content. I'm going to make real content. I'm gonna do live, live webinars, live challenges, live training. I'm gonna show up and do the podcast. Like I lean massively into the skill set that I've got because I know that the more I lean into the skill set that I got, the easier it's gonna be for me to get visible in front of people. So I want you to sit down right now and think, what is the skill set that you've got and what are you gonna lean into? Tell me in the comments, is your skill set with like written words? Is it with the video aspect and like the talking aspect? And it could be talking and not video, or it could be video, like the video and talking. Either one is fine. Or is it in that networking where you just like build relationships really easily and you just like connect with people really easily? What is it that is your own like amazing thing that you're going to lean into more? Okay, and then before we go on to step 3, which is a really fun step, I want you to subscribe to the channel. We have got over 60% of people who are not subscribed to the channel, and I really want this to be our season of growth on the YouTube channel. So if you are here and you're listening and you're enjoying the content, make sure that you are subscribed, like, comment, do all of the things that help to boost the video to get them out to other people. And then I'll tell you what step 3 is. So the final step of the puzzle is to then build a sales system. So we call it a sales funnel, a sales and marketing funnel. And this is basically just an automated process where you can make sales and build your authority in the network really, really easily. And basically, all you're doing is automating a sequence where people can get to know you and they can find out more about you. So, how this works is you've got your offer, you've got your visibility strategy. So, I'm going to be selling a 12-week program and I'm going to be going out into, say, networking groups to sell that. I'm going to be doing talks in networking groups and, showing them that I'm the expert. When you get into those networking groups, rather than just leaving people with a massively like empowered and like, yes, that was incredible talk, what we're going to do is we're going to say, if you want to know more information, here is a lead magnet. Here is a freebie. Here is a thing that you can get from me. So one of the things that I use in my business is a 40-page guide, and it is written out and narrated into an audiobook so people can listen to it, which is so, so cool. And that guide takes people through how they can start earning money in their business now, so they can start paying themselves. Now, that 40-page guide, I'll link it below so you can see it, is my lead magnet. And what happens is when somebody decides that they want to download that lead magnet, they get a set of emails that accompanies that. And it shows people all of the things that they need to know about me. So it tells them about my background, my qualifications, the clients that I've helped, the results that I've gotten, and it just shows people who I am so that when I'm ready to then start selling or when I'm ready to like run a live event, I can say to people, oh my gosh, I've got this thing happening. Do you want to come along? And then I can sell off the back of a live event. So it's a really, really good way to start automating the process so people who are interested can come into my world, they can get that email sequence, and I don't have to be directly messaging that person or directly engaging with that person because the emails are written in such a way that they feel like they're talking to me anyway. They feel like I'm sending them anyway. So for them, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting all of this attention. But actually, for me, it's a sequence that I set up that is ready, that is running. And I only have to engage with somebody when they respond to me and actually want to deepen that relationship, or when they book in like a strategy call with me and they want to actually talk about how I can help them, or they come to a live event and they come to a live training, then I can actually start interacting with them like one to one. But up until the point of them actually reaching out and saying, oh my gosh, I would really love to know more, I'm not actually actively putting in any individual effort into that process, because I've already automated it and I've already told the system exactly what it needs to know and how it needs to show up. And this is so, so vital as you go through this process, because if we've got an offer that we know is incredible, we've got a couple of people in, we've baited it, we're starting to build it. We're getting our visibility out into the world. People are starting to know that we exist. They're starting to know what we do. They're starting to know how we show up. And then we're building this automated process that when people come in, the system automatically takes them through these steps. And then we invite them to a live talk or a live webinar or a live challenge that we're running, or, whatever it looks like, whatever you want to create, it doesn't matter. But we're inviting them along to say, come and know more, come and find out more, come and get involved. We can then pull the interested parties to the front of the room. So if you take the summit as an example, when I ran the summit, I ran my live sessions, and between my two live sessions, I had close on 90 people watch the live sessions. Okay. And from those live sessions, I said to people who were in the room, and like, let's imagine that it was the same 45 people that came to both sessions. Okay. So let's say it was 45 people. So if I had 45 people come along to those sessions, in those sessions, I then said, go on Instagram and comment the word guide if you want my 40-page guide, and I'll send it directly to you, because they're already on my email list. They've already joined the summit. I don't need their emails. I can just send them direct access. Okay, so I'm going to say, comment the word guide, like just DM it to me on Instagram and I'll send you that. I'll send you that document. So then people comment. Okay, now what happens is 45 people have come to my live session. But those people that comment, there's 12 of them, those people that comment are my hot leads. They're the people who are like putting their hands up and going, oh, I want to know more about you and I want to know more from you. Then once I've got those people, I can then say to them, oh my gosh, I'm going to be running this incredible mini program. It's going to be a 6-week program. And in those 6 weeks, we are going to look at how you can start paying yourself now. We're going to go through the 3 core areas of the guide and we're going to structure that out. And I'm going to be running that. You're going to have direct support from me. So weekly calls as a group, and then a Telegram group to talk every single day. I'm going to set you tasks. I'm going to give you a checklist. I'm going to tell you all the things that you need to do. And I'm going to sell all of that for £222. Now, this is a low ticket offer. So I want these people to, in the end, come into my balance code program, which is £1,500. But I can bring them through this funnel where I've done a live talk, I've done the visibility piece. I'm bringing them in and saying, all of the people who are interested come to the front of the room. So from 45, we're down to 12. They're all going to come to the front of the room. And then those 12 people, I'm going to give them a mini offer and say, oh my gosh, if you want to know more, come and do this. We're going to start on the 16th of September. It's free. Like it's £222 for you to come and join. And it's going to be 6 weeks. It's such a bargain, such a bargain. And then once people have come in, those people, so say for instance 10 people buy that program, those 10 people are then my hot leads to come into the group program. So then I might say at the end of that time, I might say, oh my gosh, you guys can join the big program, which is £1,500, and you can get your 222 off the price to come along. Can you see that process of how we start building through? You see that process of how we start to feed your warm leads through into the big thing that you do. And when you've created your offer, if you build your first funnel, you might just be selling people directly into your offer. Maybe your offer is a couple £100, and that's just like the straight loop. But once you've got the process in place, you can then start building from there. And this is what is so, so, so incredible. So I want you to think about this process. Do you have a core offer that is crystal clear, that says, this is what we do and this is how we do it, and this is the outcome that I'm going to get you, and people know exactly what they're buying from you, and it's an easy sell for people? Are you visible enough? Do people know that you exist? Are you everywhere and sharing good content and telling people why you're the expert and really adding value across multiple, like, different areas? And then three, are you building a way for people to get to know you and building, a lead magnet and a little email sequence to help people start to build that relationship, which then invites people to book a strategy call or a discovery call, come on a live webinar or talk that you're giving, find a way to like get them together and like have that discussion where you can actually then pitch the thing that you're selling and say, oh my gosh, I would love for you to join this program, this offer that I've got. This is what is going to be so important for you. And if you're not making sales in your business, this is all you need to focus on. Offer visibility, offer visibility, offer visibility, like that is it. Back and forwards between those two things until you are so visible that everybody knows who the hell you are. Everybody knows how you like show up, who you are, like what it's all about. That is what you need to focus on. Now, I'm going to leave it there because I could talk about this for like literally all day, but I'm going to ask you once again, subscribe to the channel. It is so, so, so helpful for us. Like this video and comment on what part of the process you are going to do. You can tell me what your offer is that you're going to be selling out into the world, or you can tell me how you're going to be visible and how you're going to build your visibility strategy. I cannot wait to hear more from you. And next week, we're going to be talking all about healing and the three main secrets that I've heard and like learned from our podcast guest on the Diary of Discovery. So I cannot wait to share that with you, and I will see you guys soon.